Shalom! Welcome to the fifth day of our novena for the World Communications Day. Our topic for today is Witnesses of the Truth. Pope Francis says,
All of us are responsible for the communications we make, for the information we share, for the control that we can exert over fake news by exposing it. All of us are to be witnesses of the truth, to go, to see, and to share.
Let us listen to the personal testimony of Mr. Melo Acuña.
Come and see. It is an appropriate invitation for everyone, especially those in the media, to open one's senses to what is going on around us. In a world where people experience conflicting news, information, and data, one may no longer have the time to think and reflect on what is being offered to him on a silver platter called newspapers, radio, television, and the social media through Facebook, Twitter, and whatever platforms there are. They say freedom of expression or freedom of speech is guaranteed by our Constitution, as it is recognized by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. However, today, we are made to realize that the traditional media may no longer be as free as it ought to be, because the freedom practitioners exercise depends on the elbow room provided by the network owners, the publishers, and the media moguls, who may be in a way influenced by stakeholders, shareholders, and advertisers. And that is sad. If you realize the battle for top rating in radio and television has not helped in the production of quality radio and television programs. You may have noticed that the bloodier the reports are, the more people view them, and as such, they land in number 1 or number 2 notches in the surveys, and that they get the bulk of advertising. However, COVID-19 has altered the scenario, the structure. Today, we've heard of newspapers going online instead of the regular printing. They have reduced their staff, they have reduced their circulation as well. COVID-19 has significantly changed the media landscape. Come and see. The Philippines has always been referred to as Asia's Christian nation. Recently, it celebrated its quincentennial anniversary of the arrival of Christianity in the Philippines. Quite recently, too, the world experienced its most challenging chapter in its history when COVID-19 hit almost every corner of the world, including the Philippines. In our country, we saw the strict lockdown which brought untold misery to the working man whose lives depended on no work, no pay arrangements. The quarantine measures provided difficulties even to media practitioners. In our desire to see for ourselves what was going on, we ran the risk of getting the deadly virus ourselves. It was over a year ago when I launched my personal website. There I feature news about politics, about health, about defense and security, and faith. I also continued my regular public affairs programs on Mondays and Wednesdays via Zoom, and still had resource persons to talk about sensitive issues of the day, from COVID-19's impact on families, communities, and countries. Despite the unreliable internet the programs continued and has continued to attract members of the local and foreign media, including the diplomatic corps in several instances. It is indeed a challenge to respond to the call, come and see, as there are a lot of issues that need everyone's attention, from the urban and rural poverty COVID-19 created to the unexplained killings of peasant and progressive community leaders, to the shortage of medical professionals and facilities in areas where COVID-19 wreaked much havoc. The human drama created by both natural and man-made calamities are still of prime importance. It is my belief religious leaders, from archbishops to pastors in different parishes, religious men and women in difficult mission stations, will always provide the needed balance to the reportage we regularly make. I have seen and I have been blessed to see how missionaries worked in desolate areas in Manatuto and Dili in East Timor. I saw them too in Kupang in West Timor years ago. I've always believed in the saying, if we will only have the humility and the courage to walk with the poor, we will learn from them on what they have to teach us how to help them. Come and see. Thank you very much. God bless us all. Thank you.
Prayer for the 55th World Communications Day by Pope Francis. Lord, teach us to move beyond ourselves and to set out in search of truth. Teach us to go out and see. Teach us to listen, not to entertain prejudices or draw hasty conclusions. Teach us to go where no one else will go, to take the time needed to understand, to pay attention to the essentials, not to be distracted by the superfluous, to distinguish deceptive appearances from the truth. Grant us the grace to recognize your dwelling places in our world and the honesty to tell others what we have seen. Amen.